says about him, how he can't get the big one done. And you know what? We knocked one off the list, got the Lamar Hunt Trophy back here in Kansas City for the Hunt family. And you know what? We still got one more goal to knock off the list.
Nick, what do you think a Super Bowl win would do for Andy Reid's legacy?
Oh, I mean, he, to me, clearly becomes the second best coach of this generation, from 2000 to now, the last 20 years.
Behind Belichick.
Of course, yes, obviously. Behind Bill. Only one coach has, other than Belichick, multiple rings in the last 20 years. It's Tom Coughlin. I think Andy Reid is actually a better coach than Tom Coughlin, but it's hard to make the case when Tom's got two, Andy's got none. But Tomlin's got one, McCarthy had one. You know what I mean? You go down the list. Holmgren, who coached in the 90s and the 2000s, as the one championship. It's hard to find a coach that would have a better resume if they win this championship. Don Shula, George Halas, Bill Belichick, Tom Landry, Curly Lambeau. That's the full list of coaches with more wins than Andy Reid, with a higher winning percentage than Andy Reid. It's just those five guys. One guy's got a field named after him. One guy's got the iconic hat. Belichick's the GOAT. Shula had the undefeated season. Halas also got a field named after him. Like, those are five. That's the Mount Rushmore of coaches plus one. Andy's the next guy statistically on that list. I'm not saying he's the sixth greatest coach ever, but a Super Bowl championship mints him as a no-doubt Hall of Fame coach and validates what has been a career, Danny, 21 years coaching, 15 playoff appearances, 14 double-digit win seasons, only 3 losing seasons, just a stellar resume with the one but that could be erased in 12 days.
I think I might have said yesterday he's a Hall of Famer even without this Super Bowl. I'm taking that back. Okay. I might take that back because I was, we were doing some research before, and you look how small the list of coaches in the Hall of Fame is, and it's one of the things that frustrates me the most in today's sports conversation, how much you need the championship to cement the legacy, to cement your reputation. And as much as I appreciate Travis Kelce getting out in front of it and saying, hey, I'm tired of hearing people say that, if you want to change the narrative, you actually have to change the narrative by proving people wrong and actually getting the win. Because unfortunately, people won't appreciate the consistency with which he's won, which might be more impressive than a lot of coaches who are in the Hall of Fame. When you consider the 15 out of 21 years, that is, you know how impressive that is? It is insane, the consistency with which you're getting your team in a position to win there. If he wins this one, it's a lock, though. And you know what his best argument is saying, Bill Cowher just got in. Why wouldn't I? He's got well over 50 more wins than him. He would have equaled the Super Bowl total. And it's like that's your greatest case, is saying, well, if he got in, you have to put me in, and he would. So I think a Super Bowl cements it. I think if he leaves it out, I think the narrative continues. As unfair as it may be, it's just what we do in the sports lexicon now.
But just quickly, because when we talk about Andy Reid, especially as the season gets closer to the end, we always talk about end of game mismanagement with the time, and we talk about the monkey off Andy Reid's back. We never talk about why he's such an incredible coach. Just give us a line or two, make the case for him being a Hall of Famer right now.
Well, the case for it right now is the 15 playoff appearances, 14 double-digit win seasons, which is insane. He's got 5 years he was one and done in the playoffs, but he's got 4 years he won multiple playoff games. So to me, those almost cancel each other out. But the biggest non-playoff case is this. He's one of the greatest offensive innovators in the history of the sport. What he has done, and he has not always had Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
Right.
He got the Chiefs a bye with Alex Smith. Donovan McNabb was a very good quarterback. He got the absolute most out of Donovan McNabb. What he has been able to do with multiple quarterbacks in multiple situations, I think you saw it this year. They beat a playoff team with Matt Moore at quarterback in a game where the defense wasn't. It's not like they held him to 3 points. The way he designs plays, the way his players adore him, the way he is just one of the greatest offensive minds we've ever seen, that's the case absent of the Super Bowl.
And the coaching tree, if you look under him, is super impressive, and it should be added to with Eric Bieniemy. I'll just leave that out 100%.
There. All right, moving on. So on March 18th, Tom Brady will do something he's never done in his 20-year career. He'll become an unrestricted free agent, meaning he will have full control over the next line on his NFL resume. And when asked open-minded about playing for a team other than New England, Danny, you think the Patriots need Tom Brady more than he needs the New England Patriots?
This is a great question. I think it's really, really hard to answer. I'm going to say Brady needs the Patriots more than the Patriots need him, because the Patriots have forever, right? You know, as long as the NFL exists, they can start over and they can take a year or two, and they've had so much success. Now, Belichick is getting older, but you still, if he wants to, he could coach another
10 years
easily. If
yeah,
he wants to.
Belichick's got more time as an elite head coach than Brady has left as a quarterback.
And as great as Brady is, and I think Peyton Manning, this may be one of the most impressive things he did at his point in his career, was to go somewhere else with Denver and all of a sudden just, you know, win another MVP and start, you know, another Super Bowl and just keep the thing rolling. If you go somewhere else and you're Tom Brady and it's a totally new cast, it's a totally new locker room environment, because I think Brady fits Belichick perfectly. It's this perfect marriage, and I think it's one of the reasons Belichick has been able to keep up this high intensity, high pressure, high expectation. It's our way or the highway. It's the Patriot way. You can go somewhere else. I don't know, in today's player, now, there will be an instant respect for Brady in the locker room, but that stuff gets old. I mean, how many players have we seen leave the Patriots say, that wasn't a lot of fun? And it is great to win, but on some players, it rubs them the wrong way, and they can't do it. I don't know if that travels as well as Tom Brady may think it does. And then you combine that with how hard it is to implement a new system. Does he have the right offensive linemen? Does he have the right weapons around him? Is there a defense? All of those. So I would say Brady needs the Patriots more.
I do wonder if Brady would want that to travel. Or if Brady wouldn't say, after 20 years of boot camp, I wouldn't mind a little summer camp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind a little more of a lax environment. And it's not like the Patriot way wins all the Super Bowls. It's won more than anyone else. But we did see the Eagles, who had a little more lax environment, not only win a Super Bowl beating the Patriots. But to answer the question, Jenna, neither need each other anymore. Listen, the kids are in college. The house is paid off. You've grown apart. It's time to move on for the better part of all parties. Like listen, that's where we're at.
I don't think so. I think they need each other, and I think they'll come to that realization once the dust settles and Brady shops around and the Patriots look at maybe the draft options or look at free agent options. They're going to come back.
See, I don't think there is a strong case to be made for them staying together other than nostalgia. Other than we feel like, man, Brady should be a Patriot, and the Patriots quarterback should be Tom Brady, because right now the Patriots need to massively retool on offense. I believe they need a massive retool.
Is that
on offense.
rebuild?
No, well, I don't know if you ever rebuild when you've got Belichick as your coach and you've got a defense at the level that it is, and you play in the AFC East where you're
6 wins right away.
And I know Buffalo's coming, and Brady needs weapons. And he needs respect. And the lack of respect from whoever's going to employ him. I thought what happened this offseason was the most flagrant instance of disrespect since Jerry Krause and Reinsdorf, it was Jerry Krause, pardon me, with the Bulls, said to Michael Jordan, hey, win or lose final year this year, we're breaking this thing apart. And what did Jordan say? He said, bleep you, I'll leave.
Right.
And everyone left. And then and by the way, Jordan still wanted to keep playing. We know that because he came back for the Wizards. But Brady had just won his 6th Super Bowl. He was a year removed from winning his 3rd league MVP. He had gone to 3 consecutive Super Bowls. And he said, more soup, please. And they said, no, get the hell out of here with that. And when you look at the money, I don't think the Patriots are going to want to. They didn't want to pay him $25+ million this past offseason when he was coming off a better year, when the team was coming off a better year. And I just want the audience to understand what $25 million means in the NFL these days. In 2020, Russ, Ben, Goff, Rodgers, Wentz, Ryan, Mahomes, and Deshaun, I'm incorporating their extensions, are all north of 30. Derek Carr, Matt Stafford, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins, Drew Brees, assuming he comes back, and Dak Prescott, they're all north of 25. So I've now listed 14 quarterbacks. Alex Smith, Joe Flacco, Nick Foles, Cam Newton on an expiring deal are all north of 20. So now we're at 18 quarterbacks. That's everybody. That's the whole league other than rookies and guys like Phillip Rivers or Jameis Winston who don't have contracts right now. So if the Patriots come to Brady, who made $23 million this year after making $15 million each of the previous 2 years, and offer him the same salary, so he is looking up at Joe Flacco, looking up at Alex Smith, looking eye to eye with Nick Foles, I would feel incredibly disrespected if I were him. And I would not stand for it, and he shouldn't.
But what happened to the narrative of Brady always plays for less because he wants weapons around? Like, when did that change all of a sudden? When did it become
Somehow
disrespectful?
It changed this offseason.
It did. It absolutely changed this offseason, which I'm a little bit curious by. I think he will realize, again, maybe it's better to play for a little bit less. And I don't think they have to retool. I think they're 3 pieces away: an offensive lineman, a tight end, and a wide receiver to add to that mix. I don't think it's a complete rehaul, but if they can do that and he takes a little bit less and he doesn't mind looking up because he's going to be looking at a 7th ring, then I think it's a different conversation.
But 2 points just quickly. One is, it's one thing to take a little bit less.
Right.
It's another thing to be the 21st paid quarterback in the league, in a 32-team league. And if you come to me, Danny, and not that you ever would, but just for instance, say, Nick, it's embarrassing, I'm in a bad spot, can't make the kids' tuition payment this year, can you spot me some money? And I loan you the money. And then I find out the kids are in public school and you just got a new Benz, I'm going to be angry. I gave you money, Patriots, to give me weapons. And you gave me who? Matt Lacoste? Mohamed Sanu on a cheap deal? You traded for Brandon Cooks. And I loved him. And we made a Super Bowl together. And you traded him away because you didn't want to pay him. So the money Brady's been giving them, I think he would argue, has not been spent the way he would have been led to believe it would be spent.
I think the thing the Patriots fans do not want to see is Tom Brady go somewhere else, or maybe they do, and then they don't even make the playoffs.